PST Bet is now available in Namibia, Botswana, and DRC, bringing you the thrill of sports betting to you. From the biggest football matches to high-speed action with Aviator, My Lucky Six, and casino games, we bring you non-stop excitement at your fingertips. Enjoy cash back and cash out, giving you more control over your bets. Live betting on your favorite sports with real-time action and instant wins. Sign up today and start winning. PST Bet, you play, we pay.
Good day and welcome to yet another edition of Game Time with Marco. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Marco Ndlovu. Thank you for your views and comments, and thank you for your contributions, suggestions. Keep liking our page and keep subscribing on our page, as well as commenting on the subjects that we discuss here on Game Time with Marco. We have covered a lot since the beginning of the year. Like I said in the previous episode, we are into season 3, the third year of our broadcast of Game Time with Marco. Today with me is nothing different. We have another very special guest with us who is joining us in the studio, Alfie Ndyenge. Alfie, the first thing I'm going to ask you before I welcome you, please correct me. How do I pronounce your surname?
Ndyenge.
Ndyenge.
Yeah.
It's not Namibian surname, right?
We'll talk about it later.
Because
it is Namibian.
How come I've never seen it except on you?
African.
Oh, it's African, yes. Okay, that's an African surname. Anyway, we have Alfie Ndyenge, the former Brave Warriors player, also a former assistant coach at Black Africa, title winning coach, one of the few people that you can say title winning. We'll hear about that later. And also a former Brave Gladiators assistant coach, and ironically, it comes after the Brave Gladiators were knocked out by Zambia from the Women AFCON qualifiers recently. Alfie, officially welcome and thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Marco, and good to have me here.
Yeah.
Let's have peace on this show, man.
There's always peace. What do you mean?
The comments after here are not peaceful, but I mean, we come in peace.
Yeah. Look, this is a platform to allow people to express themselves. It's allowed people to say what they think should be said about our football. No one owns football alone. We are all shareholders in this football in our country, and if there are issues that need to be discussed, I think we are all entitled to discuss them. How does it feel to be called a title winning coach in Namibia?
I mean, that's part of the ambition, isn't it? When you become a coach, imagine me as a footballer. A few of my ambitions was to win the league, which I did, become a professional footballer, which I did, play for the national team, which I did. So there are some accolades that you put yourself into, and you want to steadily achieve them. It doesn't come simultaneously at the same time, but it comes through different areas of craft that you put in on the field, off the field, how you behave yourself. And definitely, and the knowledge that you also acquire, that you become different than the others, and that just sets you aside. When you are in a coaching era, the straight question to that is how does it feel to be named as a title-winning coach? It takes a lot of determination and character development in the space where you are dealing with players that are at a very low level of education. They are school dropouts. There are certain level of things that you need to carry at their level of education for them to carry over certain tasks. Football is a very mental game. The wise say 90% of the game is played here and 10% with the feet. So you have to take that psychological space into consideration when you are dealing with players, and you get to want the best out of them.
And you spoke that you as a young person, you had all these ambitions. Winning the league as a coach, it was you, it was Paulos and Shipanga and Arnold Subeb.
Yeah.
You were very young, the three of you. When it comes to coaching.
The three of us were very young, but when the names you named there were seasoned players in their playing days. They've been coached by massive coaches, all of us. Sube played at Vets. He's been coached by Kevin Hunt. Paul has played at Black Aces. He played at Vets. Myself abroad, I didn't play in South Africa, but you accumulate a certain wealth of experience that you bring forth. And mind you, it was also our debut season for a supposed big team together, and given the authority to say, we are not going to even tell you who to pick, who to select. Use your own discretion, select your teams, and let's see what you are capable of. Now, I come from a space where I'm also developed as a coach. I've done my level 1 and 2 and 3 FA coaching courses. So those type of experiences helps. Shipanga has been in that same space. He was carrying a B license already. Subep has done a few accolades of goalkeeper coaching. So it's a combination of qualified human beings together with the experience of their playing days as well.
Are you aware that that trio actually somehow contributed to the current state of Namibian football in terms of what we are going through? But we'll discuss that later. You spoke about the level of education of the players that you worked with. You said it was low. Did I hear you right?
Yeah.
How important is it for education, for players to be educated? And at what level should they at least have that education?
Education is your stepping stone to understanding a philosophy, to understanding a tactic, to understanding your players' awareness, your positioning. It's education. Talent alone, there's talent of someone who knows how to pass a ball, but now to convey this message in a team effort, it needs intelligence. And intelligence is acquired through education. Some acquire it through various things that they do repetitiously, by repetition. So they cannot be educated, but they have been doing football every day, everywhere they are, and then they repeat those things and they can transform. But if you are educated as the leader of the group, you can help them to simplify the means of taking the longer route of how to transform certain aspects into the philosophies, into tactics, and also just to enhance their technical abilities need some knowledge.
Yeah. Okay, let's take it back now to you growing up. Where did you grow up?
I'm born and bred in Chumep. I grew up in Chumep all my life.
You schooled in Chumep?
I schooled in Chumep, and yeah.
And where did this football bug bite you?
The bug?
Yeah.
Yo, bro, I was already 7 when I was playing for the under-9s. I was 9 when I was playing for the under-12s. I was 12 when I was playing for the under-15s. I was 15 when I was playing for the under-17s. So I always had an overlapping 2-year period of my initial age. Hence, I've played also at a very young age with all the players that could just brush me through the ranks. So it helped. 18, 19, I was already leaving the country to explore my scholarship. So I was also very fortunate that when I was aging into my teen space, I had been earmarked already and I was the nominated one to get a scholarship. I got a scholarship to do sports and recreation in England. Which is
we'll come to that one. We'll come to that.
Yeah.
Now, you spoke about being 9. That's when you remember starting to play football and playing for the it's being 7, and playing for the under-9s. Where was that? Was it a club? Was it an academy?
School.
At school.
School.
During your days, there were no academies.
Never academies. The academies our schools were in a space where really physical education was key, and it transformed a lot of us to take physical education very serious. You would look into how you are lazy in an English class in the morning, and you are looking forward to the PE subject that is after the English period. So because you can express yourself in athletics, in rugby, in soccer, in various sports codes, preferably the one you select. And you explore those avenues with the teachers that you are now dealing with.
Compared to now, where we see that schools, yes, they do have physical education, but it's just for playing games or for a few selected individuals to go maybe and play basketball or football or rugby. How has that contributed to talent being undiscovered at that early age?
It has contributed vastly, Marco, but today, with a lack of physical education being paid attention to, you find a teacher who is just a passionate footballer by TV. He's a fan of us, Manchester United, just because he's passionate about it. The headmaster or the principal decides, you love football, you must please pay attention to the physical space of the school. But it was not a direct subject of someone. For example, today I'll take an Alfie who has a brief education in sports and also a brief education in the academic space to come and just do PE, which is physical education.
Yeah.
So PE correspondingly knowing that you have a class from 9 or 8:30 until 1:30 or 2 in the afternoon, and those classes are rotating just simultaneously like the subjects on other classes.
Yeah. Now I understand. It makes good sense to me now. And then looking at it now, at high school, football was also very competitive. Why did you choose football? And at high school, how competitive was it? And how did it play a role in developing you? First of all, why did you choose football?
I had a choice between 3 items of sports. It was either going to be athletics, or football, or golf.
At an early age, you played golf?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the guy who used to come in for golf to us, I don't know what happened. He just dropped dead and he left. He never wanted to pursue golf as a development again. And then we all stepped aside, and then I started playing football, and then I had to do 2 items in the morning, every day. In the mornings, I will run my athletics, and then in the afternoon, I'll join football. But eventually then I thought, okay, I think I need to pay more attention to football, and that's how I got started.
Was it because you're more talented in football, or it was easier playing football? Or it was tougher with athletics?
I think I was equally talented. It was more of where I put my time in, I will get better. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And at school football, at high school, how competitive was it?
I played my best football at high school.
Explain that.
Yeah. How to explain to you is the league of competition, the type of competition we were playing. We had like Coca-Cola Youth Games, we had Rosing Cups, we have a various high-level competitions and cups that were sponsored for talent to come and express themselves. So when I was reaching high school, I think I was 15, 16, and that was my prime age of breaking into either any senior team or being selected by the so-called clubs. We had our cream clubs like Chief Santos, Benfica, that were really scouting boys from school immediately into their first teams or into their teams to groom them to become better players. And I was fortunate to select football, and yes, I was also a star player from my secondary school, from 8 to grade 12.
Which school is that?
It was Oshikoto. So yeah, I was lucky to be.
Any memorable moments at school, in playing football, of course?
A lot. Yes, and
the traveling.
The traveling. I remember we had a regional cup that was held in Chivarongo, and there were schools like Pareses. They had the cream of all the talented players at youth level, and we had to go compete with them. And I was the star of the show. In Chivarongo, and you name now your Charlie Oseps, there was a crop of Bentu, the Damaseps. There was a whole lot of youngsters that were really emerging, and I was spotted by Herman Gachiongo, who was also in with the under-23s in the senior national team as a coach. And being spotted by him already just tells you the talent you possessed, probably. So,
which team then scouted you? Maybe from that tournament or any other tournament, in terms of the Premier League, First Division, Second Division?
I was actually officially scouted at a newspaper cup.
Which year was that?
I think that was 2001, 2002 edition. That was the first one. No, 2002 edition was in Belfast. I was just taken with as a
A ball boy.
As a boy, just to be part of it. And then the 2002 or 2003 edition not 2003. Yeah, 2002 edition in Ochivarongo. I was also in the shadow team. I had a few men of the match accolades also. So that's where I got scouted by Chief Santos. And then straight away, actually Geros, on the Monday I was training at school, he said, no, you're not training with the school today, you are training at the A field with us. So that's how I got to join Chief Santos.
Who were the players at Chief Santos? You've already mentioned Geros. At that time when you went to train.
Oh, supreme talent there. You see, I'll start from the back probably with a guy like Marcellus Vetbien, which was one
former
of
national team players, huh?
Yeah. You had a guy like Puli Subeb. You had a guy like Eric Ausep was also one of them emerging. Lucky Kakuva, George Himmel, Muhammad Ozep was there. It was just in the prime that he was leaving also. But every time he comes from Chiefs, he come train with us. You name, there's a guy called Dokis, who is Tokolo Albert Kawap. It's a lot of guys I've played with. I can just now recall them, but I can call a starting lineup from those guys, and I would not even find myself in that starting lineup.
But how was it like? How was the experience?
Agustinus Mukoya, those guys were there. It was a great experience because I'm blending in with already established players that I was admiring, players I went to look. I was ball boying for, players I was carrying balls for, and it was just an honor for me to be drafted into this team.
And what are the memorable times that you had there, looking at from the time you made your debut, and who did you make your debut against, and the match that you feel that was my best match for Chief Santos?
My debut was against a team from Mokahanja, a star-studded team with your likes of Pichosioro, Congo Hinjo, Namene, China Utoni, Erastus Garizep, Philip Garizep. No, not Philip. Yes, and we were tormented by a guy called Kilian Kavari. But I was playing against Kilian, and he was the reigning top goal scorer that season. He was full of confidence, playing with a 17-year-old. And he was really bullying me, but it was a great experience.
Were you playing as a defender at that time?
No. I played as a winger. So I was playing, and he's a left winger, so I was playing against him. So he was operating from the left, from the right. He was alternating. So, but it was a great experience. And eventually I had to play now against China Utoni, who was now the steady left wing back for them. Yeah, so that was my experience. That was your debut experience? My debut experience. And from there, I never looked back because I was just excited to play against these big names, always just to contribute for the team and do what you can do.
And then you get an opportunity. When did you make your debut for the national team?
My first call-up was in 2004. We were playing Rwanda. And 2004, I was just part of the camp, in and out. 2006, again, I was called back, in and out. 2010, towards the 9, when I was in Sweden, I got my first call again after a long time. And my debut was in 2010 against Rwanda. It was away, and and then a few more, 5, 6, 7, 8 calls after. When you're in camp, you hardly get to play because of the fixed team that the team also keep. And that time it was you knew that that's your starting 11. Come what may. So those that are alternating are the guys. Maybe you're coming in for Rudolf Bester, who is injured, or for Oliver Riza, or for Wilco Riza, but it was a good crop of players, and it gave us also competition.
How was the experience in Rwanda? I mean, wearing the national jersey for the first time and running onto that pitch. Obviously, the training aspect, it's always nice to be with the boys, but now it's a competition, it's match day, it's a competitive game. You know know it's a do or die, it's probably a World Cup qualifier or AFCON qualifier?
I'll tell you certainly that it's not easy playing away from home, especially in the east, west, northern part of Africa. And that time, I don't know if it's still the same, but the hospitality is so hostile for anyone who comes there that you just feel that you are not part of this world or part of this
They
continent.
make you know.
Yeah, they make you know that we are the owners of Africa. Whoever it is, they make sure that Africa belongs to them at that moment. After the game, they are the most loving people, most entertaining people. They'll take you also to 10 different bars just to
show you the life.
To show. So, yeah, it's not easy playing away from home. And as a Namibian also, we are regarded as a very tiny nation, not in size, but in population.
Population, yeah.
And then we are really behind. But technically and talent-wise, we give them a run for their money every time. Every time we play with any country, they will know that Namibians are fast. Namibians are never give up, never say their attitudes. They are good ball players. So a few talented ones can be selected from the Namibian team.
You spoke about giving an opportunity to go out of the country through a scholarship. Yeah. Take us through that scholarship. What happened and how were you selected and where did you go?
I was... I'm coming from a part where probably is regarded one of the poorest neighborhoods in Chumeb.
In Chumeb, yeah.
So, but also for the excellent work I've put in terms of putting Chumeb on the map with now various national teams at the youth level, regional teams. I was so fortunate also to be selected because the requisition from because Chumeb has a twin town with twinning link with Chesterfield.
In the UK.
In the UK, yeah. And Elverum is also another twin town in Norway. So while I was playing at school, I was one of the few that went to Elverum to play in Norway with a school program as well. And I stood out. And then coming back, then the guys were planning a trip for me to go to Elverum rather instead of to Chesterfield. But then the Chesterfield County sent out a circular that they want to actually start bringing in learners from Africa and then send theirs to Africa.
An exchange program, sort of.
An exchange program. And then it happened to be me selected by the Chumeb municipality. So, yeah. And then
there was no corruption in the selection.
I did not even know how I got selected. I think 10 years ago, the mayor then met me and she told me how I got selected.
You only learned about it 10 years ago?
Yeah, and she told me, this is how you got selected. And I don't know whether, but I believed her. I did not even know who you are. I don't even know your mother, your father. We just went by record and we went by the schools. And then every school or two had a teacher or a student or a learner to nominate one player.
And you got nominated.
And I got nominated.
Yeah.
So.
And she said you left at 18, 19?
Yeah, 18.
Yeah. How is it now? Obviously, I assume you already traveled outside the country at a younger age. But now at 18, you are now moving out. You're not only traveling to go and come back. You are now moving out to go and make a life for yourself. Obviously, you're not going with your mom or your sister or your father. You're just going to be out there by yourself.
Yeah, Marco, the first year was terrible for me. I would not, because everything there, mind you, I'm coming from a space where I know my bed is made. I had someone to cook for me. I come home, there's a plate of food there. I leave the house the way I leave it. And then come into a space where I know that now I need to organize my dinner, I need to organize my lunch, I need to keep my place clean. And immediately I start paying rent because I was boarded into an accommodation where I now had to pay a weekly rent. And then I had to work to also contribute to either the rent or my work or my lifestyle. And in the meantime, full-time education, which I had to go now to college 6 hours a day. From the 6 hours now, you are only limited, I think, permitted to work a certain amount of hours in the UK a day. So I had to do 2 jobs. So I had to work at the Portlands, which is now a bar, restaurant, and then I had to work at the egg factory also, just to have, so I have enough money, and come end of the week I can watch. I had to always watch the football games, the Premiership games. But fortunately, there's the college I was affiliated to had a team in the League One division. So I was now fortunate to go and train with the team. I got selected. The coach liked me, and then they took me in. So I was now a footballer instead of going to work anymore. I quit the job. I was earning my little fun weekly wage. So I was taking that wage and I was living it by that. In League One, I couldn't play. So they offloaded me to a League 3 team, which was playing a county football. And then that's where I was also earning. It's a team in Alfreton Town. It's just a town nearby. And then eventually I had to go and play in a team called Matlock in a state. So I played in those small teams. And then 2007-8, I was about to graduate. I'm graduating. And I went for a holiday to Norway because I had a few friends there. And while I was there, I was fortunate. I signed a contract in Norway.
To play in Norway?
In Norway. So that was now my professional, fully professional contract that I moved on to.
So you didn't graduate, you didn't finish the school? You just
I graduated.
You graduated, okay.
And then by the end of it, there was a team knocking on the door. And then I just went straight to Oslo, and then from Oslo I went to HamKam, and then I blended in there. So
why couldn't you play at Chesterfield?
I did not. You had to have played about 75% of your national
team caps. Oh yeah, I remember that. It was.
It was. And it was, I even remember that same year I was there. Mohamed came to trial at Arsenal. Arsene Wenger was pursuing him, and he did not even play that much of games by that time. So he couldn't also strike a deal. Quinton Jacobs was with Manchester. Same thing happened. They pushed him out to Scotland, to Patrick Thistler or something there, just to see if he can still acquire. But our national team only play 5 times a year.
I think it's now 10 with Kosafa. It's now 10 matches with
compared to other national teams that plays almost 15 or 12 times a year.
It was tough, And then in Norway, obviously a colder country compared to the UK. The language also being a problem.
I think I loved Norway. Because I adapted, because prior to that I went with the school, and that was my first place I went to in the Scandinavia. No, I went to the Gothia Cup with the under 19s as well in Sweden. But then Norway, I just felt I was home. So
in all this, if you compare now Chesterfield and the other teams that you played for in UK and the team in Norway, and in Sweden, I'll include Sweden there. The standard of football compared to Namibia, how different was it, or how similar was it? What is it that you learned that you could not learn here, and what is it that you taught them that they could not learn that they did not have on the other side?
I'm counting 15 years now, 20 years almost since I left. We are not even 1 year closer to where they are in terms of setting up a club from a structural point of view.
Administrative-wise.
I was fortunate, Marco, because in the space that I was doing, I was dealing with commercial sports in my studies. So commercial sports was helping setting up sports clubs to professional and semi-professional standards. So the level of setup that I was exposed to is not even yet here.
But now, Alfie, with that now, sorry, I'll divert. With that qualification, why are you not involved in setting up sports clubs here?
Is there a platform that creates knowledgeable people to come into the structures to set up? No. You have to go through politics. I'm not a politician. You have to go through allies, certain group of people that want to run football, to be part of that, to be also, for them to know who you are. I'm saying there's a few individuals in that office that knows what I'm capable of, what I'm qualified for. A few. But then, with that, I am that person that, if you have seen the things I've done, it's things that are not done here, but it's been done elsewhere, and I make it look so easy because I've been exposed to these things, and I know how to do it, and I know how to get out of it.
But isn't that now wasted talent, or wasted talent or wasted resource? Are you not a resource? I'm trying to find the right words. I'm not trying to insult or anything, but I'm just saying, if you can help set up a sports club or a football club for that matter,
yes,
sports commission, Ministry of Sports, NFA,
yes,
or even let's take you away from football. Maybe get involved in rugby or cricket or something, because you have the knowledge. You studied something that is clearly lacking in this country.
Yes. So, Marco, when I came back, I was nominated to be a youth facilitator in Chumep.
Yeah.
Okay, number one, you have a degree holder that you are paying a 3,500
a month.
A month. Who will set up structures for your youth in your town to bring them at the level of international space. You have this individual that is qualified.
But you don't want to pay them.
No. Now, when you're coming into paying categories, and because I went to study this to earn a living.
Yeah.
And if my living is this low, I can as well earn a living by selling bottles and still earn a 3,500. Am I right?
Yeah.
So I restore the talent I have, the knowledge I have, and go sell bottles to earn the 3,500. But if you come here and tell me that, Alfred, for what you are, what you can show us, we will pay you 3 times or 5 times more, and we can grow the ratio from it.
Yeah.
It's fine. I will look into it, because I'm creating a future towards that. It's the same thing where people will say, Alfie, we need your expertise in fitness, but yes, you are very expensive, brah. What do I come with? It's a wealth of experience,
which people must pay for.
Yes, and education. I don't come for free. So that is now what makes you think. And you see now, a A-level coach in Namibia earns 18,000, 15,000. And this is the same people that says we must be qualified. Go to the association pays you 20,000 per game for an A-level pro coach. The person sitting in the office that is a grade 10 graduate, grade 10, earns 20,000 because they are an administrator in the office, or they are an ally by default to come and administer in the office. If you look at certain criteria and credentials of certain individuals in the office of our sports sectors, they are there by virtue of politics and alliance, and probably a few selected by their education. And the education is not within also the sector. It's you take a lawyer to come and make him an administrator for a sports facility.
And they've never played sports before.
So how do you convert the two? You will be there as that facilitator because it's your bread and butter. And that's what we look after first. So, but if they can make that bread and butter elsewhere, Marco, they will still leave that space and trade it in for something else.
Profound. Very profound. Yeah, we were talking about the level. You said we were not even a year into in terms of administration to what you saw in Europe and Scandinavia. And how can you then reach there? I mean, we've partly answered it, but how can you reach those levels?
You see, is the fundamentals of club setup are clear, Marco. There are certain things you need to have first before you desire to have a club.
Things like what?
You need to have grounds.
Facilities.
A facility. So if you have a facility, you need to have a plan. What is your plan that you want to execute on that facility, on that ground? You need to have a commercial vision on how to entice the commercial space to come into this ground. I will give you a practical example. Yesterday, you watch Everton and Tottenham.
Yes.
All right. It was Everton's home game. Do you know how big Everton is?
It's very huge, yeah.
It's not even big. Everton is a small location in London.
In Manchester,
yes,
Greater Manchester.
In Greater Manchester.
Yeah.
So
it's a location.
It's a location. It's not even
a city or a town. Yeah.
As we portray it. Everton has built a state-of-the-art stadium that they were playing in. What is it telling you in terms of infrastructure development for the community of Everton and the commercial space in just the business traffic created within that stadium?
Yeah.
What is it telling you?
There is a lot that is happening.
Yes.
And it has a domino effect. If you have a stadium, then the roads will improve.
Yes.
Then the businesses will improve.
Yes.
And the lives of the people will improve.
Now, out of the 60,000 people that went to that game yesterday, are Stone Everton fans, season ticket holders. And because they lost 3-0, 10 minutes prior to the game, they left.
Before the game ended,
yeah, because these tickets are paid for already in the season. Now, the tickets that are paid for already in the season has contributed to the building of this stadium. So when you bring in commercial entities, you have your what is it? The equity that you have now created with the brand Everton is now leading to you to say, when you go to a commercial bank to say, we need money, and the bank asks you for security, you have a security for your season ticket holders. Marco, I have proof of shared ideas of how to set up football clubs into commercial entities in this country. Shared to league chairpersons, league owners, club owners. I've shared all these details.
Nobody came back to you.
But there's a lack of execution knowledge. So the idea is taken, but nobody wants to come back for the execution.
Because they know you.
Because they think they can do it. So they take the idea and try to replicate. And it's happening right now with even 619. You have seen brands coming in and 619 has been alive. But because I know the threshold of 619, and they come for the pecs of what the brand can do in this country. So if you can now pay attention to the person sharing the idea and withholding the execution part, what is it telling you? I'm still holding a valuable part of the content I'm sharing to you. I can tell you now in this studio and say, Marco, you can make these seats pink. But I know for you to make the seats pink, I have the machine that makes these pillows pink. And then you'll come and say, where can we make it pink? That's how we come in. And that's the execution. They say, no, this machine that makes this pink is there. I have it. It will cost us A, B, and C. So that's now commercializing the space between you, my idea, and you. And we are merging ideas. But we don't want that as Namibians. Because I just want to see what you gain out of it, what I can get out of it, and I see where you are making it, I can make it also. Without putting in the
and then sidelining you. Okay.
Yeah,
No,
but
it
the
makes
fights
sense.
are enormous in the country, and that's now the lack of knowledge, the lack of education into the space that you are in.
Let's move on. We have a lot to talk about. We will skip a few things,
Yeah.
but we'll still come back to them one by one. You coached Black Africa, and they are in the 3rd division now. Well,
In a space of 3 years.
yes. What is your feeling in that?
I've no sentimental feeling to it. I'm not, because I don't blame Black Africa as an entity. I blame the individuals that are competing within themselves, and it shows a lack of, like, I'm going back to knowledge. Must not do something because you are doing it. I must do something that I know I'm doing. And if it happens to do that, you know it too, and I know it too, then we run. It's coincidence. Now, if I am a chairperson of a certain club, because I have an X amount of money in my bank account, and you go and pick up an X amount of money in your bank account, now you want to come and become a chairperson, or you want to come and dethrone this person who has a vision that you don't know of. You will think of a better vision that you have never executed. You have not been tried and tested within this space. Come alone, you will force alliance to go against me. You will fight me, legitimately dethrone me, and pinpoint all the wrongs in my space, and make me look a bad person, until you run the race on your own, and you will end up where? Because you don't have even the experience just to serve yourself in the 2nd division, let alone the premiership that you are fighting for. You find yourself in the lower. Now you are heading to distinction.
To extinction,
Extinction.
Yeah.
Extinction. So once you are extinct, what do you go and do again? You go and find another team, or you move away from football because the one and only team that you have known is no more, or that you have felt you loved is no more.
How bad is it to have a club like Black Africa being where it is for Namibian football?
It's very bad, but for me, it's a heritage space. I mean, you see every day. You know Maharero.
Yeah.
You see his monuments somewhere there.
Yeah.
You become that. You will not be Maharero alive forever. But you can die the right way, and we will put you out there. We will make a statue of you. Now, where are you going to make a statue of Black Africa? Where are you going to make a museum for Black Africa?
Where do you think that starts from? Because earlier on I said
fights.
I said it's you Paulos and Arnold were responsible for the current mess of Namibian football that we are facing, the fights and whatever. If you had not relegated Orlando Pirates in that season, where we ended up having non-relegation and relegation, we could be
still playing.
We could be still playing football, but because of the rivalry between Black Africa and Orlando Pirates, and you decided to go all out and kill them when you literally already had the one hand, in fact both hands on the trophy. All you needed to do was to win one match out of the last 6 or 7.
You documented that very well because you were present.
Yes.
And Marco, I will tell you that the thing that led to that is pure envy. Instead of embracing, we envy. When I see you doing so good, I'll even tell you your shoes are fake. Just because you're doing so well in this podcast, I'll come here and tell you, but you are wearing fake shoes.
Fake shoes, yeah.
And that, because you have never expected that, it will eat you mentally. It will spark a fight. It will spark a certain reaction. And these reactions were caused by men in this world that were respected. Men who fought for this club, who played for this club, who loved this club. But when you sit down and ask yourself, but what did these guys do wrong? Actually, they are winning. It's part of our motto is winning everything.
Yeah.
Black Africa won everything. They were cups. They were in the finals every day. They were. What did they do wrong? Ask yourself that question.
Yeah.
And that's now, when you ask yourself now, 5 years when you are where you are, but actually we would have just left them. Probably would have been playing Africa now.
Yeah.
And Black Africa would be in the semi-finals of Africa because of what they have. What did they have changed if we have just put our weight behind them right now instead of separating us? Because we have made the layer thin. And what happens to the person who has the knowledge? You step aside because it's not worth your peace. Yeah, you are being labeled, you are being named, they will call you all the names in this world for the sake of just wanting to be in the space that you are. They will conspire against others. They will form allies to come against you. Just to come where you are. And then when they see that the city is hot, they will not even admit that city is hot, but where they are, when they take their shoes off, then relaxing, they know that, this city chance is not for anyone. Yeah.
All right. You have a child, you have a son who is a goalkeeper. Would you encourage him to pursue football in Namibia as a sport? I mean, he's already pursuing it. He was, I think, at the Newspaper Cup a year or two back, or this year, I'm not quite sure. But would you encourage him to pursue football as a career in Namibia?
Marco, my son was 9 when he started playing football, and he was 10 when he joined Geros Football Academy. And Geros, being my friend, and also Ricardo, it's the only people I could trust with him. However, the vision was always there for us to develop the best we can from that end. And with the talent he's shown, he has already sparked a few calls. They are calling me. And whenever I set up a professional way of communicating to how we can lay him to a certain club, I think he's now in the top tier for this 4th year now with Geros Football Academy. And all the clubs, when they call Geros or when they call him and they say, call the father. And I say, no, just propose it on contract or on paper, and then we'll look into what you're proposing, and then all the teams vanishes. So my son is not hungry, right? But he's hungry to explore the avenues of football. And I have showed him how easy it is to become exploited when you are hungry. And that's when you are hungry at home, when you're hungry mentally, when you're hungry in every space. So I have told him, education. He's paid attention to it. So he's pursuing now the tertiary level, where he's doing now his cybersecurity and space. So if he has acquired that, he will know who is real when they come to you and say, we want you by our team. Yeah, they will come to you and say, we want you by a team. Here's a pre-contract. This is what you are offering you. But if someone tells you, we want you by our team, but you must come and stay at your friend's place, then you are not ready to have
them. Yeah.
So rather stay where you are at Geros, play 2nd division, stay at your house, go from your house to Geros, go eat what they give you, play in all the leagues that you can. Because the same people are being treated the same in the Namibian Premier League. You understand?
It's a continuous thing.
It's a continuous thing. There's no change. So rather play in the 2nd division
and be happy.
Than play in the first Premiership. And
struggle and suffer and be exploited. Yeah.
Because the exploitation here is the grants, what the club owners are getting, what the association is getting. It's nothing to do with the players. And in the name of the players, we require these things.
Brave Gladiators, you went with Paulos, your assistant there. I think assistant and physical trainer, I think. Quite a few good results. We watched them the other day. They lost to Zambia 4-2. Yesterday, I think they lost 3-0 in Zambia. That space it's a bit of complicated now, both the Brave Gladiators and the Brave Warriors, but you coach the Brave Gladiators. Well, take us through your feelings.
Hey man, Marco, this is for me. It's a hard space, eh? Hard space in terms of I'm talking of players' exploitation, and today on this platform I'm going to mention it to say those ladies are being exploited
by the Football Association.
Yes. You have footballers in that team that has played for 20 years in the national team. 20 years. And I'm going back to the value of money that they have earned within the national space. Should now, by now, put them in a space of a multimillionaire. Those ladies. None of those ladies have a property of their own right now. They've played 20 years for the national team. None of them has earned sufficient enough to say, now when I stop playing football now, I will have this 300,000 to eat for the next 6 months. None of them. None of these players, in terms of the programs that are being rendered by FIFA and CAF and the association, has the right etiquette to be part of these programs. A few has been educated through those programs, but a selected few. None of them would be supported right now after playing football.
When they stop playing?
When they stop playing, to say they are renting properties right now. A room. They've been renting a room for the past 20 years while playing for the national team. And if I go back to what the national teams have raked in, they have raked in millions from CAF money, FIFA money, and then the SADC COSAFA money. Millions.
And that money does not benefit them.
And all these monies are in the name of the national team that goes to play. Who are this national team? It's these players.
Yeah.
So, just do your bookkeeping from a mere end user of the millions that has come in and the millions that has gone out to these players. It's a painful story. I'm not here to advocate for the players, but I'm not also here to advocate for change, because maybe it's working for the association. They are very successful because they've been doing this for 20 years, and I'm not going to even comment on that. But in the name of changing livelihoods of these players are in a deficit of 20 years when they finish playing tomorrow.
20 years of their lives.
Of their lives. In a deficit.
You can't recover that.
You can't. And I transfer that the same to the national team players of the male.
The Brave Warriors.
The Brave Warriors. At least from the past 20 years, 90% of the Brave Warriors have earned a car. They could buy a few cows, they could buy a few sheep, cattle, whatever. For those that
have the brain to do that.
Yeah. But in the same vein, their earnings were 10 times more than the Gladiators' earnings because of the number of games they could probably play in a year, the competitions and whatnot. But that's when you have visionaries coming into leadership, coaches who wants to earn money for their players, coaches who knows how it feels when you are not a footballer anymore, when you have no crowd shouting for you and you have only your kids, your parents or your siblings at home, and they know that you can't afford to buy bread anymore. Do you know why all of us want to work at the association and can't start our own things? It's because of the comfort that is at the association. People know that they can walk in there and be part of become a cleaner and still earn a 10, 15,000. But it will not happen
to all of us.
To all of us. People will tell you, Why is Alfie not coaching under 17s? They will not give Alfie under 17. Because the same way they say, why Alfie? It can be Marco, it can be Simon, it can be Petrus. So many legends are crying. But I tell the same people that, guys, for as long as you are not studying your own things, you will just want to have the same pegs as you used to when you were playing from the association. But if you start your own thing, you can still contribute to football. I chose merchandise, for example.
We're coming to that, yes.
Merchandise is a need. It's a technical need in the space of playing. I chose football instead of coaching. I chose fitness coaching instead of coaching. And it is a need, is an arm that is needed. It doesn't define who you are because you are a best striker, you are a best goalkeeper, you must become a goalkeeper coach. You can still become a team manager.
A video analyst. Yeah.
The pegs are a lot, but we don't want to do that. And it also comes back to how adjustable your mind is to certain things. How can you adjust? How can you set yourself up? And this is your life, man. It's nobody's life. It's your own life. Yeah.
And we are talking about the brave gladiators. You feel for their pain.
Yeah.
What must we then? If I made you and the FA president today, what will you put in place to make sure that nobody gets abused? Because the picture you have painted is a very sad one of having people being 20 years behind with their lives, in deficit of their lives. That's a lifetime.
Marco, that's an opinion. It's my opinion.
Yes.
And this opinion is also fed by facts.
Which you observed when you were there.
Which I am exposed to. I experienced it. You putting me in a spot to say if I become a president, which is my ambition, probably 5 years later, I would want to. I would change, the first thing I would change probably is to how we engage with players, how we relate to the players. What is the purpose of these players? What is our purpose as an association? When you walk in there, there is missions and visions and which we practice beyond those visions and missions. The practice is completely different. You know the corruption allegations that are always lingering around football.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's not just allegations.
It's not just allegations. Why? Because the corruption already starts with CAF. It starts with FIFA. How we lobby, how we vote people into power, it already has a corrupt practice within it. But you that is voted into power is now to make those modalities workable for those around you. Because FIFA, Infantino has never been to Namibia. He doesn't know that a person rents a room in Katutura. He thinks that
and the NFL will not tell him that.
No, he will not, because our footballers live there. Can I come and have a coffee at your house, Alfie? That's what you expect from a player who has played abroad, from a player who has played for Black Africa, African Stars, Chief Santos. They have won cups. You expect them to say, "This is my small house. Come in, come have coffee. I'm now retired. I don't pay any installments of this house anymore." That's not enhancing livelihoods, and that is the space where I want to say, as a president, you need to relate and to walk your visions towards these people, because at the end of the day, you are working for them. You are bringing change for them. You're creating a future and hope for these people.
But actually, our football is set up in such a way that club owners are the ones who benefit more than players.
I didn't want to mention that.
Club owners, no, but that's the reality on the ground. I mean, club owners are the men of the matches, or club chairmen. They are the men of the matches. They take the applause and the plaudits while the players are suffering. How do we change that?
There were avenues that we have created through players' unions.
which is also now defunct.
Yeah, and the reason it's defunct is the role players within it. You understand? We had so much support from FIFPro, which is also the governing body of
player unions,
players unions, and then the interlinked system that was created with other unions within countries and so forth, more to establish a better life after football for players, and not only for players, for coaches too. You understand? If you are a coach in Namibia and you don't have a side hustle or a side whatever extra income, you can forget about one day owning a house, one day owning a car. You can forget about it. But the means of earning is there. Your avenues and the time and effort that you're putting in can result into that value that you can earn a 30,000-40,000 from football in Namibia. But it's so compressed that the owners feel it's their business to own more than you. I had a huge fight with a certain team manager at the national team. That time we were earning 4,500, but I was coming from abroad to come and play. And he says to me, Alfie, you don't need this money. Yes. And so now imagine if he tells me that we were almost 7-8 professionals that always comes. When we were paid late or delayed, and then those payments don't come. Now, 4,500, what difference can it make if I take that and give it to my cousin who wants to start a business,
or pay school fees,
or save it for myself? And that's the money I was going to live off from now. So for someone to compete with you in that space, this is a mere team manager telling you that you cannot earn more than me.
Crazy.
So you mentioned it, club owners, administrators, they feel it's because of the respect we also portray as players, because we take anything that is there.
You have been critical of the FA and the Namibia Football Premier League on your social media posts. There are things that you feel should be done differently.
Yeah.
Starting off with the league just kicked off this weekend.
Yeah. You see, there are certain information that is for the public, certain for the office, and certain that is probably for the world. And for HR purposes, PR purposes, you ought to send out the right information always. Always, because you are in a public space, you are in the public eye. And if you say anything about our office, it must be accurate or close to accurate. So if you give haphazard information, you dent the trust and reliability of corporate to vest in you. Do we know that? No, we don't know that.
We just go out and spew anything.
Yeah. So there is a personal space as an individual working into the office for the public, that you need to take public conscience to know that this is my personal opinion and this should be the public's opinion.
And this is the office opinion.
And this is office opinion. And because of the hierarchy, there are structures within the hierarchy. Who does it come from? The person at the bottom or the person on the top for me to dish out this information? It's small things that like that creates trust, that creates value, and because this is an entity that evolves about equity. And the more concrete information you have, the more equity you build. And that equity becomes content to the corporate. Because long gone are the days that you say, Marco, your business must come and sponsor the football, so we just put your name here. Is that it? I don't want only the visibility of the brand. I want the engagement of the brand. I want the various social activities that are taking part with your brand, my brand, to also solicit the reliability of my brand. Can anyone rely on my brand to do a certain task or associate with me? What am I doing that brings the concrete equity to my commercial space? Because when you're talking about commercial spaces, equity, profit, and revenues.
And talking about that, the NPFL, they started the season this past weekend, like we said, the 2025-2026 season.
Yes.
But unfortunately, the only money that they have at the moment is 10 million from government.
No.
And they are looking at plus minus 10 more million, 18 between 10 and 18 more to complete the season.
When I said on my post, and you are in reference to the post, right?
Yeah.
A club costs you about $1 million, Marco, as an association or as a league administrator. It costs you $1 million of grants to give out to the club.
We are playing association football, so we must get the money from FA.
So now, there are chances that this league will be also on hold for 2-3 months. If FIFA money don't come in, that will be now diverted to this channel. If CAF money don't come in, because January is around the corner, all this must be submitted for FIFA money to be released for 2026. And then the association it's their prerogative to channel the funds wherever it's priority. Whether they give a reason to the CAF to say, in us to be active for the national teams, we need to have the league going, so we are channeling another 10 million to the league. CAF will accept because they need the national teams to be present. So I respect that space. But in an honest space of corporate world, 10 million will last you for 7 months for 16 teams. 7 months, not even 3 years. So you are now in a minus of 2.5 years of another 23 million. Where are you going to get it? If you can't start this properly, Marco. You have hope of MTC reviving, of Dead Marine reviving, of
PST bed or
Ever Cup. And I said Manga Cups because these cups comes for business. They come to gain. They don't come to give. They come to gain. Why is there no other PST bed cup right now? There was a contract signed for 3 years for PST bed cup. Well, how many years did it happen?
Once.
Okay, you were there at the media launch. It was a 3-year contract. I'm speaking under inverted commas also. So now give, and the MTC Maris Cup, same 2-3 things, 2 cups. What is the other cup that will come in? NFA Cup, is it going to be alive? Is there going to be a top 8 cup?
Yeah, we had heard that there is a local bank that was willing to come on.
Now, those things you announce at a leak. You launch a leak. For transparency, for the sponsors, for the government that gave you 10 million, you launch this leak and say, this is what we have launched. This is what it will cost the winners. The winners will earn this. There's a breakdown. You share this in a circular of letters.
Or at the press conference.
Yeah. Was there a press conference? No. Was there a leak launch?
It was launched on Friday evening at Independence Stadium in the first match.
Well done.
But it was the ball being kicked by the GS.
Was that the launch?
Yes. That was the launch.
Maybe that's another form of launch. But is that giving the weight of the next sponsor to say my league will... And this is why Dead Marine was also angry at certain things that were done, that were made public without their consent or their knowledge on how the players were treated on men of the match accolades, player of the tournament accolades. And these things are part of the package that is presented to the sponsor. Right now, you don't know whether even the money will be available. The 10 million will be available come the 29th of October next year. Because a season needs to run you for 10 months. When is this season due? In September next year. Is it due in March? This is what you need to tell in the launch.
Are you happy that football started though?
I'm not happy because it did not start the right way. I am not happy. It did not. Football did not start the right way. You have a pre-season. You have a season to prepare, a half a season. That's the season I'm calling pre-season. Clubs that don't have the financial muscles trained for 4 weeks or 3 weeks. From a player's wellness, you need to train at least 40 to 60 days in preparation to the league. Tell me a club that has consistently trained their players for a good 60, 40 days.
I think currently you look at a club like African Stars because they were in the CAF competition.
Yes.
You look at Young African.
Yes. Ongos here and there.
UNAM.
Yes.
Nampol.
Yes.
And the Army team. Yeah, basically.
Now, looking at the physical space of these players and well-being, do you think these players will last for a season? No, the injuries will come in. They will not peak at the right time. They will not perform. That's why we are complaining about boring football, lethargic football. No, because
did you watch any matches this weekend?
I don't even go to football. Sorry.
Yeah, I did watch, and yeah.
So there are certain elements that will compromise the game and the whole package. You look at the Premier League. You look at the Premier League in South Africa and the competitiveness of the players, physical engagements. They leave the crowds. They are as exuberant as ever. But when you look at the players, that's your product. If they are physically not in a well shape, they are skinny players, they are not well built players, they are not athletic as they should be, it's because of lack of nutrition, lack of resting, lack of proper training.
No gym.
No, how can they afford gym if their salaries are 3,000?
Right.
And that's the product you are compromising that you want to sell to corporate.
The Premier League started. The first division did not start. The second did not start. The third did not start. Women's football did not start. Regional football for the women's teams also did not start.
Marco, between me and you, the Premier League...
No, we're on camera. You can't say between me and you.
Yeah, this is our space. But the Premier League has been, like I told you, it's the vision to get money for next year's submissions. This is now to CAF submissions. Is your league started? Yes. Tick. Do you need grants for the league? Yes. Tick. Are you going to use money for the league? Yes. Tick. FIFA will give 580,000 US dollars for every country that has started or that has an active league.
Yeah.
Guys, we need
that 580.
That 580, we can have 5 games of the national team covered. The gladiators, 2 under-17 games, 2 under-17s for the ladies. Marco, are you doing justice to your football?
So it's a box-ticking exercise?
It's a box-ticking exercise. Prove me otherwise if it's not. If it's not, then you must, by now, where are the 2024-2023 season revenues that has remained in the coffers to start the league? Because we have played NPFL for the past 3 seasons. So this league has not made profit? Then it's a big red. If the league was not designed to make profit, because profit comes for the league at their gate takings with certain league cups, with certain league matches, that high-profile matches belongs to the league, certain to the club. Where are those profits? Are we only making profits for operational costs? What are the operations that are more expensive than the initial product?
Branding and sponsorships.
Do you change branding every day? No. There is a brand that is branded there that has been getting exposure for the past 5 years without them even paying branding fees. Who are they? They know they can't even remove MTC from certain sheds. But in those
their teams also were playing with the Deb Marine logo during the weekend.
Exactly, but it's every year there's a budget for that.
All right, let's move on. You said you decided not to be a coach. You decided to do your own stuff. You're currently doing your own stuff. You're running a company that has been in existence, I think, for the past
14 years now.
14 years, yeah. Take us through the company. I don't want to lie. I almost say it's a fitness company.
Myself, I've portrayed myself as a lifestyle enhancer. So through lifestyle enhancing, I've also developed a skill through entrepreneurship as maximizing into the space of sports. So, and I've made it a lifestyle, and probably I've also encouraged a few people to think, oh, okay, this has a living. I started off with the boot camps. If you are well aware, we eventually developed one and then replicated them in 9 different towns. And they were very successful. So through the boot camps, we needed the numbers to merchandise, to dress them. And then we launched a fitness range into that space, into gym wear, active wear, and anything else that you want to wear. And then because we had the numbers in different towns, we did not struggle with the minimum quantity productions. So, and then as it was, and as it still is, the mission was to dress the nation. We ventured into now different sports codes. Football was one of them. We started making football attires, and because there's a huge followership in football, we also maximized on creating now a core attire and then a replica kind of thing. And that's how we replicated, and that's where you probably like the brand, like you love it. So, and then activewear we also replicated into gym space, where we have now manufactured a few items for gyms like Virgin Active. We manufacture their styling, they give us the styling, we manufacture for them, mostly non-branded items. And then we have also moved into the corporate space where you wear your t-shirts, tracksuits and whatnot, so we have also maximized that space. We have created a brand which is a cosmopolitan brand for Africa. It was never for Namibia for me, because my vision was definitely for Africa, for the nation, and for the world. If you have followed us also, we are trending, we are moving into the right directions of certain countries in Africa. Your Botswana, South Africa, Namibia, Uganda and Kenya. We are poking a few holes. It's a process. However, because there are other role players and they are entrusted to certain people. So you mentioned something offline to say it's who you know. So in the process, you need to grow to know the right people. And then also when the brand grows at a pace of that magnitude, you stand a huge chance of being tarnished, because they are not only like us, they are envious also. So people will tarnish the brand in various ways, certain things, and we've for the past 2 years we have really encountered that and deliberate brand tarnishing, but because it's
a competition
space that now pokes into certain avenues, you understand, and because the person that is competing with you is definitely the person next to you always. So however, I always feel the vision was not put into them. I brought them into the space, or I showed them the space, and if they feel they can do it better, I will still applaud. And I will support any brand. I've loved to watch a healthy competition between your Nike, Kappa, and Adidas when they're in a certain space. When it's Nike's time, it's Nike's time. When it's Adidas time, it's Adidas time. So, and you just feed off what you have already, and you try to manage and sell that. So, I've also read into that space to say there are seasons with a brand.
Yeah.
It will not always be liked, but there are exclusive items that people will always treasure about the brand.
How many sports codes are you involved with?
You have involved with, I think, 16 sports codes. And the 16, out of the 16, the 4 are the big role players: the football, rugby, volleyball, and netball, because they're of the masses. So yeah, those are the most entities we feed off.
How difficult is it in that space, in that market, to get the trust of the association or the nation?
It's not very difficult. If they prioritize technical items, some nations prefer to wear clothes that are outdated, outnumbered, out of color, just for the sake of thinking it's not a priority. Some go with the flow in the season and they move with the times. If this fabric is a breathable fabric and it has advantages into a certain avenues or conditions that I play into, I will now try to buy into that. And we move with technology, we move with time, and everything we design definitely has a certain advantage to the athlete.
I'd asked you to bring a few t-shirts.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to wear mine. Thinking you're bringing yours, but unfortunately you did not do that, which is fine.
Yeah.
Where do we find you? Where's your shop?
We are currently just shopping online because of the basis. We have not even, we are in the process of doing a pre-production to then, on a pre-production where you have a mass production where you can then just dispatch to different shops. We have already in agreement with the retailers, so we don't own a shop like we used to anymore.
Yeah. So it's online.
It's online.
Where do we find you online?
So on the 619 handles.
On all our social media.
Yeah. So, and we only advertise what is in stock, because also we only focus on tailor-made products. So if you are a club, a company, a team, or a national team that wants to associate with us, we give you specs and designs and give you samples of what you want, and then that's not even for the public, it's for you. And then we design that, we manufacture that for you, and yeah, it's...
In terms of internationally, you have worked with I remember I was very excited when you got the opportunity to work with the Uganda women's netball team. How was that experience?
It was vast. Mind you, it was first of its kind for Namibia to venture into that space. And I will tell you, it was a surprise because we overtook that deal from a seasoned player like Gilbert. You know Gilbert? Yeah. Oh, yes. Can I take it?
You can pick it up, yeah.
Elma.
Just pause it.
Aye. Behind the reception. Okay. You should give me 10-15 minutes. I will be there. Okay. Time. It's already 11 o'clock. Marco, we must cut this now, man.
Okay, yeah. Right.
So, the Uganda deal came at the back of Gilbert being now their contract ended, and then that's how it came in. And it was also a huge political influence and fights. And if you could see also, it did not last because of the elected president was also immediately attacked on certain avenues.
Yeah.
However, we still operating in Uganda, so I'm not concerned about that. So,
when it's all said and done, where do you want to see 619 in the next 10 years?
Hey, it is where it's supposed to be the previous 10 years. So we are still idling in the 10 years. The next 10 years, I would really want to see it somewhere in Europe, somewhere in Asia, somewhere just around the world. Yeah, but because it's a product that can go anywhere. Like you like to travel. So tomorrow you will be in Zimbabwe. The next day you will be in Angola. So that's how we maximize on when the people ask the unique quality and product that you are wearing. So,
and you said you wish one day to be the president of the FA. When are we launching the campaign?
I will tell you 7 years from here.
7 years from here?
Yeah.
But you know, they say you must be involved with the club somewhere.
Don't worry. 7 years is...
Are we going to see a 619 FC?
No. You don't have to. It will not be a 619. Yeah, but we have other in-house brands that are trending right now, but we are just keeping it as well. And I'm involved. I'm part of the ownership, so it's okay. 619 is the brainchild. However, we have other avenues that we are also rendering at the base.
Alfie, I think it's time for us to say that is goodbye. It's been a pleasure having you here. We're hoping that all the dreams come true for you, and good luck with the presidency at the NFA. We certainly need younger minds, fresh minds, ex-professionals to actually come through and help those that are currently running football and those that probably didn't play the game at professional level. It's been a pleasure being in your company. My name is Marco Ndlovu. We have been chatting to Alfie from 619. And like he said, find him on all the social media platforms with the 619 handle. And get yourself some quality shirts, quality t-shirts, quality gym material that they have there. We'll be back again with another edition of Game Time with Marco. Thank you.
PST Bet is now available in Namibia, Botswana, and DRC, bringing you the thrill of sports betting to you. From the biggest football matches to high-speed action with Aviator, My Lucky Seats, and casino games, we bring you non-stop excitement at your fingertips. Enjoy cash back and cash out, giving you more control over your bets. Live betting on your favorite sports with real-time action and instant wins. Sign up today and start winning. PST Bet, you play, we pay.